chocolate icing shot out of the pastry bag as Samantha Sweet tested the consistency of her newest batch. The ridges held shape. Perfect. She picked up a triple chocolate Kahlua cupcake and proceeded to pipe a thick base of chocolate buttercream on it. On top of that, a smaller cone which she built up then tapered to form a snout. 2 perky ears. Switching to a small round tip, she quickly added short fur and watched as the cupcake became a shaggy puppy's head. White chocolate eyes with dark chocolate irises. White chocolate-tinted pink for its tiny tongue. Sam smiled at the happy little face she had created. She set him down and started another. The order was for the Tuesday night book group and local chapter of Chocoholics Unanimous. Every detail right down to the dog's collars had to be chocolate, and Sam enjoyed matching the theme of the weekly treats of the book that they were reading, in this case, a story featuring a dog walker. Unlike typical anonymous 12-step groups, this bunch celebrated their addiction. They reveled in the utter enjoyment of all things chocolate. There was absolutely no intention of overcoming their mutual habit. Sam wasn't complaining. The weekly order gave a nice boost to her fledgling little home business and, someday, a shop. Sweets, sweets. She added the final touches to a schnauzer, then covered the bowl of chocolate cream and put it in the fridge. Chided herself as she licked a gob of the frosting from her finger. Where did she think those extra pounds came from? She ran hot water and detergent into a bowl and tossed all the implements into it to soak until she could get back. She had to break into a house, and she was running late. Sam rechecked the address, debating hitching up her utility trailer, and decided against it. This wasn't supposed to be that big a job. The pickup should handle it fine. The house turned out to be a flat-roofed adobe with traditional 2-foot-thick walls on the south side of Taos. She backed into the driveway, a long one that led to the back of the place. Getting out, she circled the whole house, checking the doors and windows for anything inadvertently left open. She couldn't remember how many times she'd gone to a huge effort to pick a lock or drill a deadbolt just to find out that the back door was unlocked all along. Talk about frustrating. No such luck this time. The traditional blue-painted doors were all buttoned up tight. She pulled out her tool bag and analyzed the lock on the back door. They were almost always less beefy than the front doors for some stupid reason, and that held true for this place. Rather than drill the lock, which seemed to require that she replace it before leaving, she decided to see if she could pick this one. One of these days she would see about getting one of those little triggered pick guns, but at the moment all she could afford were standard picks, which take 2 hands and a lot of patience to operate. It was nothing like it looked in the movies, she quickly discovered when she began this line of work. She worked the picks for close to 5 minutes before feeling the telltale release of the tumblers. Whew, blew out a breath. That was another part of success at this. Seemed like you had to be holding your breath to make it work. She grabbed the doorknob and got that tweaky feeling in the gut, that uncertain what lies behind this door question, each time she entered a strange house. She'd envisioned a recalcitrant homeowner refusing to leave, shotgun in hand, or maybe a high-wall stack of newspapers ready to topple onto her. Everyone's read about some weird old man who had a house full of them, but none of that had happened to her yet. Breaking into houses for a living, all perfectly legal and sanctioned by the U.S. government. The USDA hired folks like Samantha to clean and maintain abandoned properties where the homeowner defaulted on their loans. Sadly, there were a lot of them these days. She noticed that a thin crust of dirt covered the door and the glass panes on this side of the house, remnants of New Mexico's famous mudstorms where blowing dirt and a small amount of rain combined to coat everything with a surface of haze and brown. Sam actually liked this part of the job, assessing the situation and imagining how good it would look after she'd applied Windex and hot water. The knob twisted in her hand and the door swung open with a hellish creak. A little oil would take care of that. She brushed her hand